Hello and welcome to the first edition of the Sin Bin, where we'll be following the University of Texas men's rugby team and their chase for the Varsity Cup. I'm your host, Rachel Winsloff, and here with me today, as he will be every week, is head coach Chris Hops, and as his players call him, Bus. So Bus, you got TCU coming up this weekend. How do you feel going into that game?
I'm nervous for every game we play. I'm confident in the effort the guys have given. We've had a good first part of the week of training, but TCU is a very good team, so we're going to have to bring our A game.
Well, we're already 3 games in this season. You guys taken on SFA, UNT, and Rice, and you've walked away with a win from all 3 games. Talk to me a little bit about how those first 2 games, UNT and SFA, went.
Well, some good, some bad. It's the beginning of the season. Some parts were disappointing, but we did learn lessons in all 3. In North Texas, which was our first game, we came out, and any first game of the season in rugby, it's all about guts and defense. That's what we talk about. So it wasn't going to look pretty. There were going to be mistakes, but we held together. We played as a team, and we also held our discipline. So that game, the coach from North Texas and the players got a little undisciplined, and it actually cost him. It cost him in a very pivotal moment of the game. So our players were able to learn from that. Our coaching staff was able to learn. So we really furthered things along.
And what about for SFA?
SFA was a different bird altogether. We actually went down 19-0 at halftime. So as you can imagine, there was a lot of adversity. But our players pulled together. We talked at halftime about first being good teammates and then performing on the field. And they did it. So that's something positive. Whenever you can make an adjustment, have them fix it, that's always a good thing. So we learned a lot about the team. We learned a lot about being good teammates, and we were actually able to pull through in the end. With no time left on the clock, we scored, which was a big win. So it was a big weekend for us, and I think we evolved a lot in that game.
Your team took on Rice this past weekend, so that game should be fresh on everyone's mind. And one of your juniors, Taylor Hayes, talked to me after the game and said that you guys kind of lost structure in the last 10 minutes or so. So what have you guys been doing in practice to kind of work on that or just prepare for TCU in general?
That's always a practice of ours. Rugby is a long game, and unlike football, you don't get time off in between events. So event 1 is almost over. You need to be ready for event number 2. And it wasn't so much that we lost focus, I thought. It's that we started so fast. It was the fastest start we've ever had. First 5 minutes of the game, we were up 15-0, and they literally hadn't touched the ball yet. So we started very fast. I was very happy with that. So it's going to be difficult anytime to hold that level of structure and intensity and focus throughout the whole game. But it was good that we started out with it. So we've really been working on holding on to that, building on it, putting the guys under pressure and fatigue at practice, and then asking them to think their way through scenarios. So that's kind of how you build that second level focus or that inner event focus. So that's what we've been doing a lot of this week.
So after seeing everybody kind of how they performed in practice, who are you expecting the most from in this game against TCU?
Oh, wow. Putting me on the spot. Aiden Bronis is a true freshman. It's his second semester playing rugby, and he will actually be starting on the first team this week in a tough position. It's the equivalent of the offensive line. So in some positions where you're fast or you're quick or elusive, you can do that job against older players and be successful. Aiden's job is to be strong, powerful, aggressive, confident. So that's asking a lot out of a younger player. So he's shown us things in the last semester to make us think that he could be something really special for us. And I'm probably putting him under a little bit of pressure here. But we expect him to come up, step up, do the simple things right. And I think he's a guy you can keep an eye on because this could be an ascendancy game for him.
Okay, I have one last question for you, Buzz. How will this TCU game affect your run at a conference title?
Well, we are currently in second place due to games played. If we win this game, then we will have at least tied for second place within the conference, which should put us through to the conference championship match on March 22nd, where we would play Texas State. So we always want a chance at our neighbors, so we're really excited about it. In addition, TCU is a great rival for the guys, so it's a game that I target every year. Plus their playing style is something that we aspire to. We try to match their intensity and their physicality, and they do a good job of that. So TCU is a good test for us. I enjoy playing them, and I do look forward to it. It's a game I pinpoint on every schedule.
Okay, so early in the show I mentioned the Varsity Cup. How would winning the conference title help y'all prepare for the Cup?
Well, that's a tough question, Rachel. Anytime we can put ourselves under pressure is going to be a positive thing. The institutions and the teams that we're playing, our first round opponent is actually Notre Dame. They're a very good team. They're very well coached. They're very physical. They're pretty much the total package. So we have to put ourselves under as much pressure early to get ourselves to the point where we can compete on the same field with that. So TCU is going to be a good test because they really bring it. And each team that we played so far has brought a unique value to our competition. So we hope to be a well-rounded team by the time we get to the Cup.
All right, well, I'm looking forward to watching y'all get there, and thank you so much for talking with me today. And everyone at home, thank you so much for watching. If you want to catch the Longhorns take on TCU, head out to the intramural fields at 4 o'clock on Saturday. And catch us here next week when we break down TCU and look forward to the Oklahoma game. Good night.